Good evening. It's been a little while since my last stream. I was away from home visiting family, and that visit ended up being longer than I anticipated on both the going end and the coming home end. So I'm finally home, and so we're gonna get right back to normal streaming, hopefully for the rest of this month and into the months to come. I do have a milestone coming up, which I'm trying to coincide with the Lunar New Year. I have a special Lego set picked out for that. And on the subject of Lego, since I didn't have time to prepare anything for today, I decided I just want to relax with some computer Lego. So I picked out a cool looking set. Lego did a promotional set of 4 world landmarks. And it's they're basically micro scale versions of these landmarks that are done in the architecture style that Lego is known for. And these micro build versions, 2 of them are smaller versions of landmarks that already exist in the architecture line, and 2 of them are unique to the set. So I'll show you the set real quick. I have the instructions pulled up over here. You can see we're going to be doing the Great Wall of China, the Parthenon, the Taj Mahal, and the famous Petra Temple, which was in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. I think that was the Indiana Jones movie it was in. Uh, there is an Indiana Jones Lego set I want to get for the stream, but that's not it. Anyway, so we'll be building these 4 little micro builds today on computer Lego. And that's all I've got for tonight. And hopefully over the weekend, we'll be returning to some of the gaming streams. I know I haven't done any of those since before New Year. So let's go ahead and get started with these builds because it's getting late. And you see the labels on the pictures. Those are actually stickers. So given that we're doing computer Lego, we're just going to do plain tile. There's no other stickers on the rest of the builds, so we're not missing anything. We're just missing the sticker labels. So here's a little bit about the buildings. You can pause and read if you want. We have Great Wall of China and the Taj Mahal. And then over here is the Parthenon and Al Khazneh in Petra. And so it looks like we'll be building in this order: Petra, Taj Mahal, Parthenon, and then finishing with the Great Wall of China. So let's go ahead and get started. Let me switch over to the studio cam. And as usual, when we do computer Lego, I won't put the instructions in the corner because you need to see the full screen for computer Lego. That's a thing that I only do with physical Lego, which we should hopefully be returning to for Chinese New Year. There's a really cool Chinese New Year set I want to do on stream. So let's go ahead and get started. We're building the Taj Mahal first. So we'll start with a 10x6 black plate. I do like that they're keeping with the architecture tradition of the fancy black bases. And then, of course, we have a 1x8 tile that we're not going to be marking up because we don't have the sticker. And as usual for multi-part builds, we're going to do a save, a merge and a save between each structure. I think that's going to be the best way to cover that. And I don't know why collision was turned off. This is my first time using computer Lego for this year. One thing I want to do with computer Lego on the stream this year is start working on some of the mock projects I've been brainstorming over the past couple of years and never got around to doing. I think some of those might make cool streams. Alright, so we're supposed to do something like this. Maybe it's this one we need. Yeah. And then we get another one of those plates out. Now, Taj Mahal has been done in the architecture line once, and even before then, it was done in like the professional, big professional display set line once. So, Taj Mahal gets around. But it's a beautiful structure, so it's worth all the attention it gets. I actually did one of the bigger versions of the Taj Mahal in computer Lego off stream at one point last year. It was too big a build to do a stream for. It took me several hours. Alright, we need some more brick. Now, unlike the regular architecture line, this was a cheap promo. Some of the edges when it comes to the base might not be as clean as they usually are in a line like this, but they're still pretty good. Like you can see the exposed brown under the Taj Mahal. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be like that. And here we go with the fine Lego tradition of putting a piece that's not going to be visible in the final build in a much brighter color than the rest of the build. That's a fine Lego tradition. They also do that to increase the variety of colors in the set. And now we gotta put in these corner pieces like this. All right. Yeah, they look lined up correctly. And for these window pieces, I can save a little time by cutting corners and doing it the way you can only do on the computer. Which is to do it. And then we got to put these panels in, and that'll cover up the blue bricks from the sides. Like this. And now we got to start building up the top of it. Because of how small because of how cheap the set is and how small the final builds are, this is one set I'm actually thinking about getting for physical Lego. But because I'm streaming the computer version, I'm probably not going to stream the physical version as well because that would be redundant. Generally with Lego, if I've already done a stream on the computer and then get the real set, I don't do the real set on stream because I've already done that set. Likewise, if I do on the computer a set that I've already done, real building on stream, I won't stream it because I don't like to be redundant. Alright, where is this piece I need? The swirlies, is that it? Yeah. So those blue bricks are now completely hidden, never to be seen again. Because presumably if this was physical Lego, it would just go on a shelf somewhere, untouched. It's small enough it doesn't take up space, so people who build Lego for display wouldn't necessarily be bashing up this set for parts because they don't take up much space and are good for display. Okay, alright, I think I centered that appropriately. Hold on. My mouse is jamming up like it does sometimes. We're good. Alright, this side is forward because this is the side with the tile. Yeah, that piece is on properly, so let's proceed with the rest of this. Okay. Brick. Plate. And I'm going to need some of those. And then I need this. And this is a part that in the instructions says ×4. So we're going to do this part the easy way. We are copied. And now we just got to paste these towers on top of the corners. Like this. And so completes the Taj Mahal in the set. I don't know what just happened. That was a glitch right there. Anyway. So let's merge this up. And we will save. And then we'll hide this so we can focus on the next building. And yeah, when we're done, the buildings will all look on top of each other. We will fix that when the time comes. Now, unlike the double basing we did for Taj Mahal, the rest of these the other three builds will all use a single one of these plates as their base. Just that Taj Mahal is a perfect square. So now we're moving on to Al Khazneh in Petra. Oh, and I have a special Lego plan for the anniversary of the Disney trip vacation this summer. This summer will be 2 years out of the Disney trip, so I'm planning something special to commemorate that. I also am planning a special Lego build for Star Wars week in May. Okay, that section is built. And then we're going to put this one here. But yeah, I'm definitely thinking about getting this set. It's only like $20-ish anyway, so not a huge strain on my budget. But I won't be able to get it for a while if I decide to get it at all. Maybe not, because I have a lot of other small sets above it on my wish list, so. Still a fun and cute little set, and beautiful. Okay, looks like we're doing one of those funky architecture style, um, unusual build techniques. Let's see how tricky this is. And there's supposed to be a tile up top. And it says I'm supposed to add a bracket to it. Yeah. Right there. And then this whole section. You know what? I can see this is going to be symmetrical, so I'm going to go ahead and copy this piece, and then we can just rotate and modify and move around parts on the other piece as needed. Yeah, we're doing the same thing on this side. So what we need to do is we need to point it this way, and then these three pieces need to rotate around like this. Now this is something you can't do on physical Lego, of course. We would have to be building each piece separately on physical Lego. But you see how quick that side of it went together? There's certain tricks you can do with computers they can't do in real space. I bring them up every time we do computer Lego, of course, but they're cool. I don't understand why they set this up for only 2 bags, with 2 buildings sharing each bag, when they could have just given each building its own bag. But I guess that's for more packing efficiency, I guess. It is a relatively small set overall, so. those bits are set up. We need these bits now. I like the two-tone color effect we have going on here. Alright, we're going to keep going. We're going to keep going. Let's get some tiles in here. So this build is actually looking like it's more pages than the other build that we've done so far. We're almost halfway through the instruction book as a whole, so in terms of number of steps, this might actually be the biggest of the builds. It looks like we're doing the thing again, but this time with brown tiles instead of black tiles. So let's do this. We're going to take this section, toss it on top like this. And of course, we will do the same thing we did before. Where we will get rid of that tile. We're going to rotate this around. We're going to take the other one of these tiles and put it on the end instead, like that. And we're going to flip these three pieces around like we did before. That's actually a pretty clever build technique to make the famous column arrangement. We're officially on the halfway point of the instructions for the whole set. We're making good time. Not a long stream tonight. I skipped a step, right. Not a long stream tonight, but a quality, beautiful build nonetheless. Now we can do that step. Okay, now it looks like we're building a roof section. Give me one moment. All right, that goes on like that. And then this whole section will drop on top like this. And there we have made Petra. So we do our customary merge and save. And we will save. And then we will hide this structure so we can move on to the Parthenon. And we'll grab one of the big plates now. And that'll be, and we've got a good start going here for the Parthenon. So it looks like we're forming the outer base section right now. Okay. It's cool how they're doing the shaping on this one. They're using these pieces with the little ridge to represent the outer steps. That's actually pretty clever. I do appreciate I do appreciate unusual but creative piece usage. Okay. So we need to start with these guys. And then what's this other piece here? Ah, we're building the columns out of the old minifigure candle piece. That's a cool use of parts as well. This reminds me of when I was doing the Lincoln Memorial in architecture set in computer Lego. I don't remember if that was on stream or something I just did for myself, but it had these funky columns as well. Although I think it used a different combination of pieces to achieve a similar effect. If any of these are not lined up just right, we'll find out when we go to put the roof layer on, and we'll be able to fix it then. I am going to do a quick fly around just to see if I can eyeball it. They look pretty straight to me. Let's keep going. And there we go. Is this it? No, this is it. All right, let's build another roof section. It didn't tell us to do a multiplier, so I guess there must be subtle differences in these sections. Okay, this one is just the end slopes. So yeah, Parthenon was the Parthenon model is built to represent how it currently appears in its ruined state. The other wonders that are in the set, historically much better preserved, and still appear much like they did hundreds of years ago when they were new. But the Parthenon is famously messed up, as are most of the old Greek buildings. So there we go. We got 3 sides of our temple lined up now. Are they? I don't think. Shoot. I don't think these are lined up properly, though. I think these are supposed to be flush on the candles. It's not letting me do that, though. Can I do it if I do it like that? Even then, it's not letting me. Okay. For a micro build, it's good enough. Yeah. Everything's the same color, so it's a little hard to see what I'm doing, but I'll work it out. This is where the famous statue used to be thousands of years ago. So now it looks like we're working on the ruined front columns. Interesting. All right, now those are better lined up, I think. Wow, so that's actually the whole model. Okay, then. You can see how this fourth side is completely ruined off. There's no roof. The statue is gone. Yeah, the Parthenon got pretty much messed up since back then. And we will save. We will hide. And now we're going to move on to a segment of the Great Wall of China. This is another um, famous site that actually has um, a full-size model in the architecture line. I built it in computer Lego last year, but I think it was one of the ones I did off stream. I'm pretty sure that I was off stream for that one. So sorry you didn't get to see that, but at least you get to see this mini version of it. And I see this model starting off like the other one did, with a little bit of scenery around the base of the model. In fact, I'd say about more than half of the instruction book of the full-sized one was just scenery before you even get to building the wall sections. But the wall was built across mountains and valleys and rivers and across all kinds of terrain. And so the mountain sections of the wall are particularly iconic because they're architecturally interesting. Looks like we see our first piece of the wall itself now, over here. That's not what I wanted. I wanted this piece. One thing I'll say about this collection of microbuilds, it's got some interesting piece usage going on. A little bit in all of them, in fact. This one got to actual pieces of the wall a lot quicker than the full-size model did, I'll tell you that. Well, you can't really compare them, because that builds like several hundred pieces, and this builds like 100 pieces. But if you compare them by piece per time, then yeah, this build still got to the wall a lot quicker than the other one did. For comparing two builds that are wildly different in piece count, I do piece per time ratio. Most of the time it's useless, but I don't really compare builds all that much usually anyway, so. A lot of slaves died of exhaustion while building the wall, and they actually buried them within the wall to help make up the foundation. That's one of the cool stories from the construction of the real thing. Kind of creepy, too. And I saw a photo of where the Great Wall of China actually meets the sea at the edge of China. It's a really interesting site where the wall actually runs down to the edge of the water. Now, when we merge this one up, we're not going to hide it. Instead, we're going to unhide the others, and we're going to lay them out so that I can render once the stream is done. Oh, wants me to do a little bit of a building on the side here. Happy to oblige. So this is a section of the wall itself running between the towers of the wall, like that. That's pretty cool. And you'll notice these are very smooth designs. With the exception of the Parthenon, which needs to give off that broken down, crumbly look, the other models don't really have any visible studs on the structures themselves. This one has a little bit on the terrain, but again, terrain needs to look kind of rough anyway, so. And I need two of the little slope pieces. And this is where we put in the name tile. And it says that's the end of this model. So let's go ahead, merge it up. All right. Let's unhide everything. As you can see, we have everything in collision. So let's go ahead and try and make a little bit of an arrangement here. The Parthenon, I think I want to show it from this angle. Petra is the tallest, so that would make a nice, good backdrop piece, I think. So let's see here. So that looks like it's a nice arrangement for these three at least. We gotta figure out where we're gonna put the Taj Mahal into this setup. I'll put, you know, let's rotate the wall a little bit as well. The Parthenon I want to show from that side. Let's bring the wall forward and rotate it in a bit this way. And we can bring the Taj Mahal in behind like that. I'm just trying to keep the two all white things a little bit separate. This is a fairly attractive arrangement, I think. Yeah. But let's bring the Parthenon closer into the gap here, because it looked like it was lying outside. I'm trying to position these for the render, and then we will figure out an exit raid. Now I want to get the Parthenon a little bit this way. Yeah, I like them being arranged like that. It may not be a perfectly even arrangement, but it's aesthetically pleasing. Although, if we do it like that, Petra and the wall should probably be centered a little bit better. Something more like that. But yeah, let's turn the wall back a bit as well. And then move the wall back this way. So it's like this. Now, it's not perfect, but I like it framed like that, where everything touches something else. I like that framing. I like the slight overlap going on here. So, wow, we finished this in under an hour. We're at the 57.5-minute mark for the stream. And that includes the lead-in time and introduction. So, Yeah, that's good. So let's pick somebody to raid. Who's on right now? John Lee, McDoodle. Yeah, the person I was listening to before I started stream when I was trying to decide which set to build today, they're not on anymore. We'll raid Lyrical Leia tonight. I haven't seen her in a while. She's a good show. So everyone have a good night. I'll see you soon. We'll get the games going again pretty soon. And have a good night. Have a good night. I'm losing my mind, losing my mind, losing mind.